Hello there everybody and welcome in to the Matt the Grape channel. Today's video is going to be all about enchanting. This is a full enchanting guide. Today we'll be talking about not only enchanting mechanics, but we'll be going over every enchanted book and its uses and abilities. So what is enchanting? Well, the Minecraft wiki on fandom has a great definition for this, and it says enchanting is a mechanic that augments armor, tools, weapons, and books with one or more of a variety of enchantments that improve an item's existing abilities or imbue them with additional abilities and uses. A special glint animation appears on items that are enchanted. I think that is a great definition for how enchanting works. Now let's talk a little bit about how you can enchant items. Well, there's three main ways. The first way is with an enchanting table, the second way is with an anvil, and the third way is with librarian villagers, where you can give him a book and emeralds, and he'll give you an enchanted book back. So let me tell you a little bit about how the enchanting table works. So first thing you're going to need is you're going to need your item that you're looking to enchant. In this case, I'm going to be using a diamond axe. You're also going to need some XP levels, as well as some lapis lazuli, which from now on I will just be calling lapis because I don't want to butcher the name. Okay, so we have our diamond axe. We're going to place it into this slot right here, and a whole bunch of different enchantments will come up. If you hover over them, it will tell you what those enchantments are. Now, as you see on the right side, we have levels. Your enchanting level that you have by accumulating experience orbs must be at or above the level that is on the right. Now, on the left here, we have 1, 2, and 3. 1 means that you're going to need to give 1 XP level, as well as 1 lapis lazuli. For level 2 and 3, you're just going to have to give that number of lapis along with that number of XP levels. So let's say, for example, I saw Unbreaking 3. I think that's pretty good. All you have to do is put in 1, 2, 3 lapis, and once you click on that, it's going to enchant the diamond axe. And of course, you will also lose the 3 experience levels. Each item can only be enchanted using an enchanting table once. So if I put it in, and I put more lapis in, I'm not able to enchant it again because it's already enchanted. Now once you start off with the enchanting table with no bookshelves around it, it's going to be pretty low level enchantments. But the way to get those enchantments to a higher level is to use bookshelves. The maximum amount of bookshelves that you can have around an enchanting table is 15. Of course, here is a good configuration that I like to use. It actually has 16, however it looks nice, and it's only 1 extra bookshelf. Now, once you have all of these bookshelves around, you'll be able to get higher level enchantments. Like I just showed you, we got Unbreaking 3. Now, the highest level enchantments on the enchanting table will give you most of the time, or some of the time, better enchantments with it. Now, as you get higher levels for your enchantments, you will also notice that other enchantments might start appearing whenever you try and enchant an item. Enchantments that weren't said in the enchantment description. For example, I enchanted this diamond axe with Unbreaking 3, but it also gave me efficiency 4. That's a pretty good bonus. Now, maybe whenever you're trying to enchant an item, well, the enchantments that you want aren't there. Well, here's the things that do work. If you want to change the enchantments, one of the things that I like to do is change the number of bookshelves. And that will, of course, if you subtract bookshelves, it will lower the power of the enchantments. However, it will give you a new refreshed list of enchantments. Here's some things that don't work. Removing the item and putting it back in, that doesn't work. Clicking on the item slot with a different item and then putting the original item back in also doesn't work. Moving the entire enchanting table or using a different enchanting table with the same number of bookshelves, as well as rearranging the bookshelves without changing the total number, all of those things do not change your enchantment list. Now let's talk a little bit about anvils and how you can use them to enchant items. So I've got a whole bunch of examples lined up for you so you can see how this works. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to apply an enchantment from an enchanted book onto an item. So the first thing in the slot here is the item that you want to enchant, and then in the second slot you have this item to sacrifice. So let's see, I have my Protection 3 enchanted book. I'm going to put it into the slot here, and if they're compatible with each other, then right out here is the diamond helmet with Protection 3, and as you can see, it will cost you 3 XP levels, just like that. Another thing that you can do is you can combine the same item together to combine their enchantments. So let's say I have this Protection 3 diamond helmet that I just enchanted, and then we have this diamond helmet with Respiration 3. If I put both of those into the anvil, it'll cost me 14 XP levels, and then we have a diamond helmet with both of those enchantments. Now, as you keep working on the same item, if I put it in here again and put another diamond helmet, the cost will keep going up and up and up for the number of times that you've used it in an anvil. Now let's move on to 2 books of the exact same enchantment with the exact same level. For example, this is Power 4 and Power 4. The output will be the next level up, or in this case, Power 5. Now, what if you have 2 enchanted books with different enchantments? Well, let's see. If I put Power 1 into the first slot and Knockback 1 into the second slot, it'll come up with Power 1, Knockback 1. Same thing if I have Channeling and Power 2. Now, just in case you haven't noticed yet, these enchantments cannot be put on the same item, because Channeling is put on tridents and Power is put on bows. And we'll of course talk about all the different enchantments later. I'll go over every single one. But for now, just know that the enchantments that you put on an enchanted book, they can have 2 enchantments that are different on the same book. Now let's talk about disenchanting an item. Now the only way to disenchant an item is to use a grindstone. Okay, and whenever you get your grindstone, basically what you can do is you see it's repair and disenchant. So if I put a diamond helmet in the top, there's going to be a diamond helmet out here with no enchantments on it. If I remove those enchantments, I'll get some XP orbs back. Of course, not as much as you spent, but you'll still get some XP back, which is nice. Okay, everybody, we are now going to jump into me describing every single enchanted book that we have here in Minecraft 1.19.2. Of course, that is the most recent version as of the recording of this video. First, let me talk about how I'm going to be describing these enchantments. I'm going to start off by talking about which items the enchantment can be used on. Then I'll talk about the maximum level. Then I'll talk about the weight, and the weight is the relative chance of it being offered on the enchanted table. Then I'll talk about if it's a treasure enchantment or not, and a treasure enchantment is an enchantment that cannot be found on the enchanting table. It can only be found through either loot chests, fishing, trading with villagers, things like that. And then we'll talk about what other enchantments it might be incompatible with. For example, protections are incompatible with other protections. And then of course I'll describe the enchantment itself, and then I'll talk about if there's any advancements that might go along with the enchantment, and lastly we'll talk about which Minecraft version it was released in. So let's go ahead and get started with our first enchantment. That is Aqua Affinity. Aqua Affinity is useful for helmets. It can be applied to helmets. The maximum level is only 1. Its weight is 2. And let's go through a little bit of a description. Usually mining takes 5 times longer than usual underwater, but this enchantment will ignore the reduction in underwater mining speed. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Moving on, we have Bane of Arthropods. This can be applied to swords. The maximum level is 5. The weight is 5. It's incompatible with Smite and Sharpness. This enchantment adds damage to arthropods. By the way, arthropods are spiders, bees, silverfish, endermites. The damage changes depending on the level and the type of sword/axe used. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Blast Protection. Blast Protection can be applied to armor. The maximum level is 4. The weight is 2, and it's incompatible with all other protections, including Fire Protection, Projectile Protection, and, of course, Generic Protection. This enchantment will reduce damage from explosions and fireworks by 8% times the level reduction. In Java Edition, there is an additional 15% times the level knockback reduction up to 100%. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Next up is Channeling. This can be applied to tridents. The maximum level is 1, and the weight is also 1. It is incompatible with Riptide. This enchantment will summon lightning when a trident hits a mob during a thunderstorm, and the mob also has to be exposed to the open sky. It can create charged creepers, witches, and other lightning effects. There's also an advancement called Very, Very Frightening, and this is when you use a channeling trident on a villager to create a witch. This was released in Minecraft 1.13. Now here I have 2 blank spots. This is for Curse of Binding and Curse of Vanishing. For some reason, I couldn't get these to come up in my inventory, but I'm still going to tell you about them anyways. We have Curse of Binding. This is applicable to armor, such as elytra, heads, and of course all your other armor pieces. The maximum level is 1, the weight is 1. This is a treasure enchantment, and this will permanently bind an item with the enchantment to the armor slot. The only time that you can remove this item from the slot is either when you die, when the item breaks, or you're in creative mode. This enchantment cannot be removed by a grindstone. This was released in Minecraft 1.11. Next up, we have Curse of Vanishing. Curse of Vanishing can basically be applied to any item that could be enchanted. Its max level is 1, its weight is 1, and it is a treasure enchantment, just like Curse of Binding. Items with this enchantment will vanish on death, and it will not vanish if it's dropped manually or keep inventories enabled. This was released in Minecraft 1.11. Next up is Depth Strider. Depth Strider is applicable to boots. Its max level is 3 and its weight is 2. It's also incompatible with Frostwalker. Now you know how water pushes you along and how whenever you're underwater you walk slower? Well, Depth Strider is an enchantment that will reduce that slowing of your walking speed by 1/3 per level. So that means that at level 3, you can walk underwater as fast as you can walk on land. This was released in Minecraft 1.8. Next up, we've got Efficiency. Efficiency is applicable to tools and shears. The max level is 5, the weight is 10, and it increases the speed of the tool starting from a base of 25% and then increases by an increment of 5% per level. If you're playing in Java Edition, it also increases the chance of an axe stunning a shield with a 25% base level increasing by 5% each level. Efficiency is useless if you're using the wrong tool, for example, using an axe on stone. Stone and diamond tools cannot be enchanted with efficiency 5 on an enchanting table because stone and diamond tools can only be enchanted whenever you have 2 efficiency 4 books, combine them to efficiency 5, and then use that on an anvil. Iron, gold, and netherite tools, however, can be enchanted to efficiency 5 on the enchanting table. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Next up, we have Feather Falling. Feather Falling is applicable to boots. Its max level is 4, its weight is 5. This enchantment will reduce your fall damage by 12% per level, and it can also stack with a protection enchantment, meaning that if you have protection damage reduction and feather falling damage reduction, they will stack together. This will also reduce damage from thrown ender pearls, a little interesting fact. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. And now we're on to the next row of enchantments. Let's go ahead and start off this row with Fire Aspect. Fire Aspect can be enchanted on swords. Its max level is 2, its weight is 2, and this enchantment will add 4 seconds of burning to the targeted mob. The damage is 3 points with level 1 and 7 points with level 2. Remember, 1 damage point is equal to 1/2 of a heart. If a mob normally drops raw meat, then it will drop cooked meat instead whenever you use Fire Aspect. Sweeping Edge enchantment does not cause the other mobs to start on fire. Of course, we'll talk about Sweeping Edge later. And if you're playing in Bedrock Edition, a Fire Aspect sword can ignite candles, campfires, and TNT. Nether exclusive mobs such as piglins or ghast, even blazes, including the Warden, are unaffected by Fire Aspect. Next up, we have Fire Protection. It is applicable to armor. The max level is 4, the weight is 5, and this enchantment is incompatible with all other protections. This will reduce the fire damage by 8% per level. It will also reduce burn time by 15% per level. In Bedrock, the reducing burn time is stacked, so over 100% is possible. But in Java Edition, only the highest bonus from one armor piece is used for the reducing burn time. The damage reduction from all protections is always capped at 80%, and this was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Flame. The Flame enchantment is used on bows. Its max level is 1, the weight is 2. With this enchantment, bows will shoot fire arrows and will deal 5 damage points over 5 seconds. This will not cause blocks to catch on fire. The fire is extinguished if arrows are shot through rain. This is released in Minecraft 1.1. Next up is Fortune. Fortune is applicable to most tools. The maximum level is 3, the weight is 2. Fortune is incompatible with Silk Touch. This enchantment will increase the number or chance of drops. There are different chances for different ores and blocks. Fortune works on all ores, amethyst, glowstone, melons, netherwort, sea lanterns, sweetberries, grass, gravel, saplings, and leaves. Released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Next up, we have Frostwalker. Frostwalker is able to be enchanted on boots. The max level is 2, the weight is 1. Frostwalker is in fact a treasure enchantment, and it is incompatible with Depth Strider. This enchantment will create ice when walking over water with a radius of 2 plus the level. Ice will melt over time due to light, and that means that this will last during the night, of course, because since there's no light during the night. This will eliminate damage from magma blocks, campfires, but not lava. There's an achievement called Let It Go, which is to walk on frozen water in the deep ocean with Frostwalker, released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Next up, we have Impaling. Impaling is useful on tridents. The maximum level is 5, the weight is 2. This enchantment will add 2.5 damage points to aquatic mobs if you're playing in Java Edition, and to any mob underwater if you're playing in Bedrock Edition, and this includes in Rain, released in Minecraft 1.13. Next up, we have Infinity. Infinity is useful on bows. The maximum level is 1, the weight is 1, and it is incompatible with Mending. This enchantment will allow players to shoot unlimited arrows, as long as you have 1 arrow in your inventory. Tipped arrows and spectral arrows are used as normal even with Infinity, meaning that you can't have Infinity with tipped arrows or spectral arrows. This was released in Minecraft 1.1. Next up, we have Knockback. This is applicable onto swords. The maximum level is 2 and the weight is 5. This will increase the knockback by 105% for level 1 and 190% for level 2. You can get more knockback by sprinting. Iron golems will only take knockback from enchantments, squids are resistant to knockback out of water, and wardens are completely unaffected. Released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. And now we have looting. This is applicable onto swords. The maximum level is 3, the weight is 2. Looting will increase the maximum number of common drops by 1 and will retry to roll a rare item if the first attempt fails, with a higher chance. Looting affects kills depending on the item held in your hand, so you can technically shoot a bow and then switch to your looting sword before the mob is killed and get the looting benefits. Released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. And we're on to the next row of enchanted books. We're going to go ahead and start off with Loyalty. Loyalty is enchanted onto tridents. The maximum level is 3 and the weight is 5. This enchantment is incompatible with Riptide, and it will make the trident return to the player after it's thrown, and the speed of the return is increased with the increasing level of the Loyalty enchantment. Released in Minecraft 1.13. Now we have Luck of the Sea. This is enchanted onto fishing rods. The maximum level is 3, the weight is 2, and it will increase the chance of treasure catches by an average of 2% per level, and reduces the chance of junk catches by an average of 2% per level. This will also lower the fish catches by about 0.15% per level, released in Minecraft 1.7.2. The Lure enchantment is enchanted onto fishing rods. Its maximum level is 3 and its weight is 2. This simply decreases the wait time for catches by approximately 5% per level, released in Minecraft 1.7.2. Next is Mending, one of the hardest and one of the most difficult enchantments to get in the game, one of the most valued enchantments to get in the game. You can go ahead and check out this video that I made a couple of weeks ago about the Mending enchantment itself. I'll link it up in the corner. Mending is applicable to almost any item with durability that can be enchanted. Its maximum level is 1, its weight is 2. This is a treasure enchantment, and it's incompatible with Infinity. This will restore the durability of an item using experience, about 2 durability per point of experience. A random item with Mending, not a max durability, will be chosen to be repaired. This was released in Minecraft 1.9. Moving on, we have Multishot. This is enchanted onto crossbows. The maximum level is 1, the weight is 2, and it's incompatible with piercing. This will shoot 3 arrows, only using 1 arrow from your inventory, about 10 degrees apart horizontally, released in Minecraft 1.14. Moving on, we have piercing. This is also applicable to crossbows. The maximum level is 4, the weight is 10, and it is incompatible with Multishot. This will allow arrows or other projectiles to go through mobs in a straight line. The number of mobs that the arrow is allowed to pass through is 1 plus the level of the enchantment. There is an advancement called 2 birds, 1 stone, which you can achieve by killing 2 phantoms with 1 piercing arrow. This was released in Minecraft 1.14. Now we have Power, one of the more simple enchantments. It's applicable onto bows. Its maximum level is 5, its weight is a very large 10, and it will increase arrow damage by 25% per level, plus 1. And this is Minecraft 1.1. Now we have Projectile Protection. Projectile Protection, well, As you could probably expect, it's applicable onto armor. Maximum level is 4, weight is 5, and it's incompatible with, you guessed it, all other protections. This will reduce damage from arrows, tridents, shulker bullets, llama spit, blaze fireballs by 8% per level. And the maximum damage reduction from all protections stacked together is always capped at 80%. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. And now we have regular protection. This is applicable onto armor. The maximum level is 4, the weight is 10, and it's incompatible with all other protections. This will reduce all damage except for hunger, the Warden Sonic Boom, and the Void by 4% per level. Multiple armor pieces will accumulate damage reduction, so you can have a total of 64% with all armor pieces having protection 4. Remember that damage is capped at 80% from all protections. Damage reduction is applied after the damage reduction from armor points. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. And it's time to move on to the third row. Next up we have the Punch enchantment. This is enchanted onto bows. The maximum level is 2 and the weight is 2. This will increase the knockback base distance by +3 blocks per level. And this was released in Minecraft 1.1. Now we have Quick Charge. Quick Charge is applicable onto crossbows. The maximum level is 3 and the weight is 5. This will reduce crossbow loading time by 0.25 seconds per level from a base of 1.25 seconds. So you can get this enchantment to reduce the crossbow loading time all the way down to 0.5 seconds. This was released in Minecraft 1.14. Now we have Respiration. Respiration is applicable onto helmets. The maximum level is 3 and the weight is 2. This will increase the breathing time underwater by +15 seconds times the level plus the default 15 seconds. And it also grants the chance to avoid drowning damage every second by level over level +1. I know that might be a little bit confusing. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Riptide. This is applicable to tridents. The maximum level is 3 and the weight is 2. This is incompatible with loyalty and channeling. It throws the user with the trident if they're in water or rain. The number of blocks thrown is equal to 6 per level +3 in the rain, or 4 per level +3 underwater. If you collide with a mob or player, the trident will deal throwing damage and will bypass the defense of a shield. This was released in Minecraft 1.13. Next up we have Sharpness. Sharpness is applicable onto swords and axes. The maximum level is 5 and the weight is 10. This is incompatible with Bane of Arthropods and Smite. In Java Edition, the complex formula is 0.5 times the maximum times 0, level -1 plus 1. It makes no sense to me either, but it will basically increase the damage with increasing levels of the Sharpness enchantment. But in Bedrock Edition, it's pretty simple, only plus 1.25 damage per level. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Now we have Silk Touch. Silk Touch is applicable onto most tools. The maximum level is 1 and the weight is 1. It's incompatible with Fortune. This causes some blocks to drop themselves rather than their usual drops. There's an advancement called Total Bee Location, which says to move a beehive with 3 bees using Silk Touch. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Now we have Smite. Smite is applicable to swords and axes. The maximum level is 5 and the weight is 5. This is incompatible with Bane of Arthropods and Sharpness. It adds 2.5 damage per level per hit to undead mobs. This was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Next up we have Soul Speed. Soul Speed is applicable to boots. The maximum level is 3 and the weight is 1. This is a treasure enchantment. It'll allow you to walk faster on soul sand or soul soil. The formula is 0.105 per level plus 1.3. That's the amount of speed that you will get added on by using Soul Speed. There's a 4% chance to lose 1 durability point for each soul sand or soul soil that you walked on. This is released in Minecraft 1.16. Next we have a Java-only enchantment, and this is Sweeping Edge. Like I just said, Java-only enchantment. It is applicable to swords. The maximum level is 3 and the weight is 2. First, let's talk about what a sweep attack is. A sweep attack is when the attack recharge meter is above 85%, and it will hit nearby mobs for 1 damage point and has some knockback. This enchantment, which is Sweeping Edge, will increase the damage from a sweep attack by 50% for level 1, 67% for level 2, and 75% for level 3. Enemies that are hit by Sweeping Edge that are not the main target mob will not be affected by Fire Aspect. This was released in Minecraft 1.11. Okay, we only have 3 more left. This is a very long list. We're now going to do Swift Sneak. Swift Sneak is applicable to leggings, one of the only enchantments, I think actually the only enchantment, that is applicable only to leggings. The maximum level is 3, the weight is 1. This is a treasure enchantment, and this treasure enchantment is special, because the only way that you can get it is by finding it in loot chests in ancient cities. This will allow for quicker movement while sneaking. Speed while sneaking is increased by 15% per level up from the base of 30% of normal walking speed, and of course this is capped at 100% of normal walking speed at level 5. Released in Minecraft 1.19, this is actually the newest enchantment that we have. Now we have Thorns. Thorns is applicable to armor, the maximum level is 3 and the weight is 1. Thorns 3 can only be obtained by combining 2 Thorns 2 books or from loot chests or villagers. That means that you can't get Thorns 3 from just an Enchanting Table. Thorns will have the effect of 15% per level added chance of dealing 1 to 4 damage points when someone attacks, melee or ranged. Multiple armor with Thorns will stack, but return damage is capped at 4 points. Evoker Fangs, Llamas, Goats, and Wardens are unaffected by this enchantment. It was released in Minecraft 1.4.6. And the very last enchantment is Unbreaking. Unbreaking is basically applicable to all enchantments, or all enchantable items that have durability. The maximum level is 3 and the weight is 5, and this will give a chance for avoiding the durability reduction. This could get a little confusing. I'm going to try and explain it the best way that I can. But for most items, the chance for durability reduction being successful is 100 over level plus 1. Therefore, if you have Unbreaking level 1, then the chance for durability reduction being successful will reduce down to 50%. For armor, there's another special formula, which is 60 plus 40 over level plus 1 chance to reduce durability. I'm not even going to try and explain what that means. But basically, the higher the level of Unbreaking you have, the more chance that the damage reduction will be cancelled. And this was released in Minecraft Beta 1.9. Whew, that was a very, very, very long list. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. It took me forever to prepare it, by the way. I've been working really hard on this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out Discord, Twitter, Patreon, and Reddit links in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.